Welcome to Cozy Reading Club, the podcast where we read the book and tell you about it so you don't have to.
So last time, we were deep into Telemachus's journey. He'd made it to Sparta, remember?
Right, and he got that huge news from Menelaus Odysseus. His father is actually alive.
Alive, yeah, but not exactly free. Stuck on an island, Ogygia, with the goddess Calypso holding him captive.
And while Telemachus is getting this bombshell back in Ithaca, things are getting, well, pretty dangerous for him.
Definitely. Those suitors, the ones eating Odysseus out of house and home while trying to marry Penelope.
Yeah, those guys. Turns out they're not just annoying freeloaders.
No, they're actually plotting to ambush Telemachus, to kill him when he sails back home.
So a lot hanging in the balance there.
Exactly. Which brings us to Book V, our focus for this deep dive. The scene shifts pretty dramatically. We leave Telemachus for a bit.
And jump straight to, where? Mount Olympus.
Mount Olympus first, yeah, and then right over to Calypso's island, Ogygia.
Yeah.
Big things are about to happen for Odysseus himself.
Okay, let's get into it. It starts with the gods having a meeting, doesn't it?
It does, and it's Athena, who's always looking out for Odysseus, who kind of gets things moving.
She reminds Zeus about Odysseus, about how long he's been stuck with Calypso.
Precisely. She makes the case that it's just been too long, And Zeus, king of the gods, he actually agrees. He decides, right, it's time.
Time for Odysseus to finally head home.
Yes. So Zeus sends Hermes, the messenger god, super swift, straight down to Ogygia.
With a message for Calypso.
And a direct order, really. Not much room for argument. Let Odysseus go. Now, it really shows you, even a powerful nymph like Calypso, she still answers to Zeus.
Wow. So Hermes arrives. How does Calypso take this news? I mean, she's had Odysseus there for years.
Oh, she is not happy. Not at all. The text makes that really clear. She basically launches into this speech about how unfair it all is.
Unfair how?
Like a total double standard. She points out how male gods get to have relationships with mortal women all the time, but when a goddess does it,
suddenly it's a problem.
Exactly. She even names names, brings up past examples. She feels completely singled out, persecuted almost. It's quite a powerful moment, really. Shows the politics on Olympus, I guess.
But even with all that anger, she can't actually defy Zeus, can she?
No. Ultimately, she knows she has to comply. Reluctantly, though. Very reluctantly. But she does something interesting. She decides to tell Odysseus herself.
Okay.
And she makes this big show of telling him she's decided it's time for him to go and she'll help him. She even swears this solemn oath.
An oath? About what?
That she means him no harm, basically. That she'll give him good advice, the same she'd follow herself, and provide him with what he needs to leave safely. It's like she's trying to save face, maybe. Or perhaps she genuinely does care, in her own way.
Complicated. So Odysseus has been held prisoner for, 7 years? And suddenly she's like, okay, you can go now and I'll help. Is he buying it?
Not immediately, no. He's Odysseus. He's naturally suspicious after everything. He actually makes her swear the oath first, before he'll believe she's not planning some other trick.
Smart man. Can't blame him.
Definitely not. So the oath is sworn, trust is, provisionally established, I guess, and then Calypso does help him.
Oh.
She gives him supplies, food, water, wine for the journey. And crucially, tools.
Tools? Like what?
A bronze axe, sharp one, and adze for smoothing the timbers, and augers, drills for making holes. Everything he needs to build a boat.
So he has to build his own escape raft, even with her help.
Pretty much. It shows his skills, though, doesn't it? His resourcefulness. He gets right to work felling trees, shaping them, pegging them together. The book describes it in quite a bit of detail. 4 days he works on it.
Wow. Hard work after years of, not hard labor, presumably.
Right. But he's driven. That desire to get home is overwhelming. He finishes the raft. Calypso gives him the provisions, a fair wind, and off he sails.
Freedom. Finally on the water, heading home. Smooth sailing from here. Please say yes.
Afraid not. Not even close, actually. Just as he's making good progress. Guess who shows up?
Oh, no, don't tell me Poseidon.
Bingo. The Earthshaker himself. He's been off visiting the Ethiopians, like way down south.
And he just happens to be coming back now.
Just happens to spot Odysseus sailing all alone on his little raft.
Yeah.
And Poseidon is still absolutely furious about what Odysseus did to his son.
Polyphemus the Cyclops.
Right.
That blinding incident.
He hasn't forgotten, not one bit. Seeing Odysseus so close to getting home just enrages him.
So what does he do?
Unleashes hell, basically. He stirs up this horrific storm, winds from all directions, massive waves crashing down, dark clouds, total chaos. The sea itself turns against Odysseus.
Oh, Odysseus must be despairing after being so close.
Completely. He's terrified, thinks he's going to die right there. His raft is getting battered, thrown around like a toy. He's clinging on for dear life.
This is it. Is he going to drown?
It looks really bad, like incredibly bad. But then another intervention.
Another god or goddess.
A goddess this time. You know, she used to be a mortal princess. Now she's a sea goddess called Leucothea. She sees Odysseus struggling and takes pity on him.
Okay, what does she do? Send a rescue boat.
Not quite. Mystical. She appears to him, tells him to ditch the raft, which is falling apart anyway.
Just jump into the storm-tossed sea.
Yeah, but she gives him something, her veil. She tells him tie it around his chest, and it will protect him, keep him afloat, basically give him divine buoyancy.
A magic veil, seriously.
Seems so, but there's a catch.
Yeah.
He has to swim for shore, the land of the Phaeacians, she says. And once he gets there, he absolutely must throw the veil back into the sea without looking.
Odysseus must be thinking another divine trick, especially coming from a sea deity when Poseidon is trying to kill him.
That's exactly what he thinks. He hesitates. Understandably suspicious, right? But then a giant wave hits and just obliterates what's left of his raft.
So he doesn't really have a choice.
No choice left. He grabs the veil, ties it on, and plunges into the waves.
And then just swim it.
Just swimming. For 2 days and 2 nights. Can you even imagine battling these enormous waves, freezing cold, utterly exhausted, just trying to stay alive and head towards land?
2 whole days and nights. That's superhuman endurance.
It really is. The text describes how worn out he is, how scared he is of getting smashed against the rocky coastline he eventually nears.
But he does make it to land.
He does, finally. He spots the mouth of a river where the current is a bit gentler and manages to crawl ashore there. He's completely broken, physically spent.
Thank goodness. Safe at last.
Safe, but in a pretty rough state. He's naked, having shed his clothes to swim, weak, freezing, and totally alone. He crawls into a thicket under some olive bushes, just burrows into the leaves for warmth and collapses.
So he's made it off Ogygia, survived Poseidon's storm, survived the swim, but he's landed somewhere totally unknown.
Exactly. The land of the Phaeacians. He has no idea where he is, who lives there, or what dangers or help might be waiting for him just beyond those bushes.
And that's where Book V leaves us, with Odysseus, naked and exhausted, passed out under some leaves on a mysterious shore.
That's the cliffhanger. What happens next? Will he find help? Will he face new threats?
We'll have to find out in our next deep dive. Until then, thanks for joining us here at the Cozy Reading Club.
This was Cozy Reading Club, the podcast where we read the book and tell you about it so you don't have to. If you like this series, we invite you to take a look at other series in our podcast and leave a nice review on the platform you are listening this on.